Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Francesco from Positive Psychology Directory, and tonight we have Leonie Abbott. Leonie, she was in the first cohort of Master of Applied Positive Psychology at Melbourne University. Is it correct?
Yeah, that's right. Actually, Frankie, I'm the very first person to walk across the stage and get conferred as a graduate of the Masters of Applied Positive Psychology. The reason that is because my surname's Abbott, so I guess
This must be the reason.
That is the reason. That's the only. But I was in the first cohort, so yeah.
So, Leonie, what else can you tell us about yourself?
Well, I have an education background, and I'm really passionate about well-being and the impact that well-being has on young people.
How has this Master in Positive Psychology changed the way you live and the way you work with people as well?
Yeah, great question. Positive psychology impacted my life in an enormous way. I guess initially when I looked at the master's course as something that was a bit of a rope out of a situation that I wasn't comfortable with. And, you know, life throws curveballs. And I guess I'd had so many curveballs thrown at me that I was struggling. And the masters came along at the time where I knew I needed to learn something more, and the subject area was fantastic for me. And so I applied and was really grateful to get into the course.
Let's go a bit back. Let's remember what made you decide to apply to this course?
I'd done some of the reading, and I'd been working in an organisation where I was looking at wellbeing and working with schools on wellbeing. And some people had said, when you're looking at further study, I looked at another course at the University of Melbourne in the Graduate School of Education. And then I saw something saying that the Positive Psychology Masters was likely to be released. And so I sort of stalked the page waiting for applications to come out. And I went to a few sessions and it wasn't available, and I just kept waiting and waiting because I felt that was going to be the course that would help me. And the course that I wanted to be on that wave of positive psychology.
So, how did your life change after, while you were doing this course and after you finished? Anything?
Oh, well, during the course, I guess, even though I'm not a psychologist, I looked at the course as being an opportunity to consider myself as N equals 1. So I was the participant and I was one participant. And with all the interventions, if I applied those interventions to myself, that gave me, and just saw how would that impact me in my world, because I needed to say, that worked for me, or no, that wasn't a person activity fit that suited me. And I guess that's how I approached every semester of learning, is looking at, well, would this be something that I would be comfortable talking about afterwards? So, I did gratitude interventions. I did the what went well blessings and counting my blessings, and I considered and used mindfulness and built mindfulness as a strategy of focus that I could use in my life. And I devoured the research, and all the while applying it to how I could live my life and how I could apply it into everything that I did.
What was the main difference before and after this course?
I think before the course, I was quick to be negative and to join the naysayers, because they're fairly strong in our society. And during the course, and certainly beyond the course, I realised that taking a strengths-based perspective was a far more empowering avenue, and I hear the naysayer in people and not necessarily physically, but consciously I step back from them. So I think, no, I need to take a step back from that person so that I don't catch their negativity, and try and help them see another way in terms of navigating a situation where they might be taking a more strengths-based approach.
I believe you are involved in different projects, not like you work everywhere.
Tell us a bit more about what you do.
So in my work, I'm working with the Berry Street Education Model Team, and that's a really exciting project. It's new. I joined Tom Brunzell as one of the pioneers, I guess, of the education model, and has been involved since the pilot. And so that's a really exciting project to be working on in the education field. And I'm doing some other little side projects as well that are just smaller, because the Berry Street Education model is pretty consuming.
So as you know, Positive Psychology Directory is a place to share information, get connected with people from all over the world. So the question I want to ask you now is, what can you offer to anyone, and what you need in return to, in order to make a better world,
Yeah. I guess I was talking to some friends, and the coaching that I do as a friend and supporter of the people that I love is that I'm a really good coach, and I can help people navigate through and build a collective community and deal with certain situations. So I guess one thing that I can offer is some great coaching and mentoring in a business setting where people might need support in situations. How's the best way that I can navigate this tricky situation and give it a strengths approach? Because people see the negative, and when they're focusing on the negative, they're not looking expansively. And I see that in a number of environments that I hear about. So I guess the coaching area and mentoring people to navigate through building strengths into their workplace is an area that I have great strengths and wisdom, I guess, at. What would I need help with? Well, I think I'm absolutely useless at selling myself and selling what I'm good at. So you've probably heard that in the section before. I feel clumsy selling me, and I can sell other people, but not me. So I need help selling.
If you have to give away one piece of advice, what would you say?
That's a good one, Frankie, because the project that I worked on through my masters is something I'd love to see investigated further. And I believe that if we look up as individuals and start looking for opportunities to catch moments of interactions, and I call it catching smiles, then we would be building positive psychology as an intervention just like that. And we're ultimately connecting with other people, so we have positivity resonance, and putting a smile on somebody else's face because you've caught their eye and they've caught yours. I just see that as a great way of building community in the world with strangers.
Well, that was lovely. It was good to talk to you tonight. Thank you for being with us.
That's an absolute pleasure. I hope what I said makes sense.
Helps. No.